Welcome to the Hall to Moms with Janelle
and Michelle.
And our lovely other co-host is sick today, so we miss her and hope she feels better soon. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, you have us two lovely Hall to Moms.
The show must go on.
It must go on.
So I don't know if you can tell, but we've moved locations. We are now in Janelle's basement.
Why not, right?
Yeah, and so, it was really cold in the trailer, and it just seems to work out better this way.
We were freezing.
Yeah.
Like, freezing.
It's nice to not be cold and wear an actual t-shirt and not have, like, a million layers on and still be cold. Like, my toes were so cold!
I don't know if you've seen a mocha go red, but oh my god. I was red. Like, I couldn't even close my hands. That's how red I was. It was ridiculous. Trying to move the equipment, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it out of here alive.
I still can't believe I fit as much as I did in my car, like my small little Jetta, so it's very small, and I think I put like 3 of these tables in there and 2 chairs. I was shocked. But yeah, sometimes those little cars, they can pack a punch, you know?
I think I could have fit more in my Bronco if it wasn't for the children.
Yeah, but we didn't want to ruin, your car's nice, mine's not. I don't care if I scrape the ceiling, so.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to scrape the ceilings of yours.
My car's dirty, but thanks, kids.
It's high end. Yours is high end.
High end dirty. You know, you get the new car and you're like, I'm gonna keep this so clean, and the kids are, I'm starving, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let them eat anything. I'm not gonna let them eat anything. An hour drive to my parents, and they're like, you
That's
never
funny.
feed me, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's funny because when I got together with my husband, and I don't think he ever dealt with a small child before, but he was like, oh, I'm gonna keep my car way cleaner than yours. Just you wait. She's not allowed to eat in the back seat. She's not allowed to do anything. His back seat is worse than mine, and it's funny because the way you give in. But it's true, if they're hungry, you're driving, like, you're gonna eat in your car too. But I think it's hilarious that he was like, oh, not happening, and I'm like, looks like it is.
Oh, Craig says the same thing. He's like, your car's so disgusting. I'm like, because I always have the kids in my car, and they're starving, especially on the weekend when we drive to my parents. I'm like, they're hungry, I have to feed them, because they don't know the difference between over-exaggerating and just, like, being in the moment. So if they haven't eaten in an hour, they're just like, oh my god, you never feed us. I'm like, great. And then I pull up to a drive-thru window and they're like, we haven't ate in 2 days. And I'm like, yeah, you have no concept of time. I feed these kids. They're clearly not.
They're so dramatic.
Dramatic.
Yeah, why are kids so dramatic, honestly?
Some of the things they say, like, do you know when, and we couldn't have gotten away with that when we were their age.
Oh, no.
Because when my mom said, we're going into the store, we're getting something, don't ask for anything, this is what the money I have today is being used for. You knew, like, okay, we're going into the store, this is what we're getting. I tried that, backfired. Like, I ended up leaving the grocery store so embarrassed because I said, I have no money for anything else today, this is what we came for. And the kids were like, yeah, okay. We, like, cash out at the grocery store, and my son goes to the cashier. Yeah, we have no money. We're broke. I was like, oh my god. And she just looked at me and was like, oh. And I was like, no, it's not like that. Like, I was like, oh my god. I'm like, get in the car. Why do you do stuff like that? And he's like, well, you said we had no money. I said we had no money for anything extra.
That's funny.
They just say things that, like, if I would have said, I literally, Caribbean parent, I probably would have got my ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
I
know all about that girl.
In today's society, it's like, you just, first of all, you can't beat your kids. Then they talk about, like, oh, hitting your kids is abuse and all those things, so you have to talk to your kids about everything. My kid is a different level. You talk to him about something, and he uses that.
It's not the same how when we used to be. And it's wild to think, back in those days, like, it was okay to do that. Like, they were hitting kids in school.
Right? I went to the Caribbean one year.
I can't even fathom that happening nowadays.
My aunt climbed up a tree after a kid. I was like...
Really?
Yeah, the kid, like, ran from her, and she was like, not today. And she went right on up after him. I was like, oh, snap.
Well, sometimes they get on your nerves that you're going to go to extreme measures. You have to.
Man, I
You
felt
get so emotionally charged having kids, like, inside. It really takes a lot to step back and be like, am I going to, you got to pick your battles, is basically what it is. I guess your aunt just had enough at that point.
no, man. I think everyone feared her in that school. They were like, "That's your aunt," and I was like, "Yeah." And they were like,
Wait, so she teaches in the Caribbean?
Yeah, she did.
Are the rules different there? Are they allowed to be their kids still?
They can't now, but like I think they were further behind because that's when I was in like elementary school, and they were still definitely smacking kids.
Yeah,
back then.
My dad said the same thing when he was in school. It wasn't just a slap on the wrist; it was a full-on beating. And
because my dad almost sent me there for high school, and I was like,
it's crazy. Oh my god, no.
not that I was a bad kid, but I almost got sent there, and I was like,
Your whole life would have changed had that happened. Every single thing that happens to you would have like altered your whole life. Like, I don't think we'd be sitting here right now if that happened. So, thanks.
Thanks for sending me.
Although going to the school in the Caribbean would have been really cool. Like, hot all day. No, like that's all I care about.
They're ahead in like the education system too, right? So like my cousin that's younger than me, when I was, I'm trying to get this right so I'm not like messing it up. He was accepted to go to school to be a doctor when I was still finishing like because they go by forms.
Forms?
Yeah, they don't do like grades, they do forms.
Okay.
But he's ahead of me. And he went to Cuba to be a doctor. So he's a doctor now, but like he finished school even before me.
It's crazy to think so that their education is really good.
It definitely is.
Is Caribbean like a first world country then?
It is classified as a first world, but like...
Where specifically in the Caribbean? I know you are you're from Trinidad and Tobago.
My dad's from there, yeah.
And then that's it, right? Your mom is...
My mom was born here, but my grandparents are English, Irish, Scottish.
Okay.
And Spanish.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
Is that where you mean when you say the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, okay. I just know that it's like a broad range.
Yes, and my dad more specifically is from Tobago. Because it's
so
two
crazy.
separate islands that like came together.
I wonder what classifies like first world and second world countries. Like,
Yeah, because I go there and like it's not what I...
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me it's classified as a first world country because it's definitely not.
And that their education is like so much better than ours.
Yeah.
Like, I think that right?
I think what makes it first world is they don't have the same access to things that we do. Like, their medical care and things like that isn't great.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So...
It's not like free healthcare like here.
They have free... They don't have the experts and things that we have. They have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes
I
sense.
got you. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little more research on this. I'm intrigued now.
Like, there's...
Yeah.
So, like, when my dad was there, he needed to see someone, like a specialist, and he paid a ridiculous amount of money, and then he came back here and was referred to the same specialist that he paid a ridiculous amount of money for.
Yeah.
Without, like, using names. And I was like, that's literally the same freaking specialist you saw down there. So had he just waited and he saw them free here?
Sometimes you need to do that though. Like I remember when I was in Costa Rica.
But he could have just waited, right?
Yeah.
And saw them free here, but then
That's
paid
true,
a ridiculous amount of money to see them there because they were like, "Oh, we have this specialist coming," and it's like, you ninny.
If it's something that can wait, then yeah. But like I remember when I was in Costa Rica, I got the worst ear infection, and then I had to hop on a plane in like 3 days. So like yes, I was gonna pay the money to get a doctor to look at my ear and prescribe me the medication because it was so bad. There's no way that I'm going up in the air and coming back down again, and then my ears are gonna be fine.
No, fair enough.
I thought my eardrums were gonna pop and I was gonna be bleeding out of my head. It was the worst, and it was because I'm not used to the waves that they have there. Like I'm the kind of person that splashes around in the water. I don't care. I will get wet. I'm diving in the water. I'm
sure you will.
So yes, no, I did, and the waves were like insane. So all morning, Costa Rica weather is so weird. The sun rises, I feel like at like 4:30 in the morning, and then it sets at like 5. So it's 4:30 in the morning, and when you think that it would be like noon, it's actually like 9 a.m. So we were up so early, diving, splashing, just through the waves, everything. I think that's what I got my ear infection from. But it was so funny because then I'd be like, oh, maybe we'll go find a place to go get lunch or whatever. Nah, it's like 8:30 a.m. still. the sun is in the sky looking like it's noon. You know what I mean? Like, my brain is not processing positions of the sky. I don't know.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I will pay to go see a doctor overseas if I have to. I'm a baby.
I will for sure.
I'm a baby when it comes to stuff like that.
No, fair enough.
Like, my ear hurts? Yeah. I'll pay $300 to see a doctor, thanks.
Fair enough. Give me anybody you got.
But yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We got a little off track there. We do that sometimes.
I like talking to you.
I like talking to you too. But yeah, so I think I was talking about just things my child or our children say that's just like stuff we wouldn't get away with. Like,
or what about things that your parents would say to you?
oh my god, my dad, if I said not my dad, not so much my dad, because my dad wasn't a big talker. He could but I was a lot smarter than my brother, because my dad just gave me a look, and I was like, yeah, game over, I'm done, I'm gonna stop doing whatever it is that I'm doing to make you upset right now, because I just knew I was smarter than my brother. My brother saw the look, and he was like, game on.
I wish I had that power over my kids.
Like, literally, my brother...
Kid.
My kid, duh.
Who knows?
No.
It doesn't sound right if you say my kid. It just, everybody always seems to say my kids, my kids, my
Yeah,
kids.
okay.
Yeah, I have one kid, so, and a dog, so I have kids, I guess.
Yeah, you're for babies.
Okay.
You're not for babies, you're for
Baby.
baby.
And one furless baby.
No, because I don't think you have a naked cat.
I do not have a naked cat. I want one.
No!
I do. They're cute.
But I literally would look.
Wait, I need lessons on your. Okay, sorry.
Watch enough Cardi B, you'll get a damn back.
Okay.
But yeah, my brother would like. It was like challenge accepted, game on. Like I could hear the bell in my head, like that WWF bell.
Oh,
ding, ding,
yes.
ding, ding. And
we all know how you love WWE.
WWF, when I watched it, World Wrestling Federation, actually.
World Wildlife Foundation.
No. So
My brain always goes there.
Do you know what makes it worse?
What?
Not only was it challenge accepted, he would push my dad to the point where like he got his ass beat. And then he would cry. And then he would come back out of his room, wipe his tears, and it was like round 2.
Come on again.
And I was like,
wait, how old are you guys?
like younger, like I was in elementary school and there's 3 years between us. So like younger, because you hit a certain point and
Yeah.
you can like whatever, right? So and then I would be like, this guy's crazy, and I would just sit there like sometimes, you know, like legit pull up the popcorn or some like get a
And your
drink.
brother's younger than you too, right? Why is it always the younger ones?
My grandma was pretty hardcore, actually.
I could see that.
She was like half Irish and half Scottish, and was just like, you do as I say, and if you don't like that, then you can go sit in your room.
These stern Europeans, man. Wait, would you classify Irish and English? As
She was
European?
Irish Scottish.
Irish Scottish. Would you classify those as European?
Yeah, I guess so.
Northern
yeah.
Europe?
Yeah.
Man, these Europeans then. They
Like,
are hard.
And if she made dinner at the same time, put it on the table, and it was like, if it's liver, me and my brother to this day, like she'd make liver, we hated it, and we were like, oh, we hated friggin' liver, and she'd still make it because she liked liver. She'd put it down, and me and my brother would be like, and she'd be like, this is what I made, this is what you're eating.
Yeah, because they don't care, right? Yeah. Not like us these days where it's like, what do you want? Chicken nuggets? And I'll make like pasta, and whoever wants red sauce, it's like over here on the side. Like, why am I catering to my family like that? You get what you get. I gotta start adapting this as myself. But on that note, my dad too, like, he was so hard when we were growing up. It still is. Like, I hate to say it, but oh god, he still irks me to this day, but he's not as bad as he used to be. I remember when we would act out or whatever, like something bad would happen. I'm the youngest of 3, so my dad had this phrase, because we're Croatian, where he's very, very old-fashioned European, and he would always say, Bog te neće, which basically means God doesn't want you. It was like the worst thing he could say to us, especially growing up Catholic and going to church every Sunday. Yeah, I don't practice that so much, but it was like a dagger to my heart, right?
We want to cry a little.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
we laugh about it now, but my sister too. My sister and my brother. So my brother's name is Brian. My sister's name is Diana. And growing up, I came around.
I'm gonna say that to my brother. Nancy Jordan.
I wouldn't say a surprise. I mean, I guess I was a nice surprise, but I did show up years later. My difference between me and my sister are 8 years, and between me and my brother is 12. So growing up, they went to school together. They had like their friends, and then here I am. But I was told even before they came, like before I came around, my dad and my mom, whenever they would get mad at them and didn't know who was doing what, they'd be like, Brianna! Basically combine the names so that you're calling them both.
Brianna!
And they're both like, what? But yeah, it was just like a good way of, I don't know if maybe like they just did that, because you know when you're a parent and you don't know what you're saying anymore, you're just like so angry, you're like, oh, I need the thing, the apple, the cucumber,
100%.
whatever it is, right?
My grandma did the same thing,
I
because
think
there were 4 of us, and she would be like, Jordan, Brush, and Janelle, come here! And she used to line us up. We had a baseball diamond that all the kids in the neighborhood used to play at. She used to line us up on our veranda. This is no word of a lie. Frigging embarrassing. When we were in trouble, because it was like, all of us or nothing. It was like not even Hunger Games, because not one of us. It was all of us. So I don't even remember the book from high school. Whatever. All of us. It was all of us. She'd line us up, and it went from oldest to youngest, always. And she'd bring out her wooden spoon, and she'd smack our asses on the veranda in front of everyone.
Oh my god, how embarrassing.
And the one day, we always say this is when she learned about plastic, was she wound up, she was so pissed, she smacked my oldest cousin, and the wooden spoon broke on his ass, so the rest of us didn't get it. Thank you. But then after that
I'm surprised she only had one wooden spoon.
I think it was just she was so revved, and it broke, and she was like, get out of here! And we were like, don't gotta tell us twice. We just bolted, right? Like, we friggin' took off and scattered all over the neighborhood. But, like, after that day, we got in trouble for something else, and she took out a plastic spoon. And we were like, what's this sorcery? And after that, she switched to plastic.
I think because maybe in those times, that's when plastic was just coming out. I was like, oh, ooh, this is a new thing you can ever wear and stuff like that. And it was just like, oh, well, I'm up with the times now. I get myself a new plastic spatula.
She upped her game. It friggin' hurt.
Oh, no.
And like some of the things she used to say to us if we were hungry, because my cousins used to stay over for a week or a weekend, and we'd be like, we're starving, what's for dinner? And she'd be like, horse shit
in 2 days.
Oh, God. She'd be like, horse shit and brown bread. I'd be like, ow! So we used to laugh hysterically, and she'd be like,
That's funny.
Or we'd be like, we're bored. She'd be like, go play in traffic.
I feel like you told me this before.
And we'd be like, okay. And we didn't live on like a busy street. We had the baseball parks and everything across from us. So the one day we thought it was so funny that she said it, we just went and ran back and forth across the street and hysterically laughed. And she's like, you guys are special.
If somebody was to say that nowadays, they'd be in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Big trouble.
With you know who.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I would never say that to my kid.
No.
Like, you have so much stuff in your room, go play with this. But I think they have too many options now, too, is the problem.
I do too. And I think, I don't know, maybe that's why our kids are so softer. I don't know, right? Like, do you agree with me?
I do.
I know for sure I baby my daughter, and I don't mean to. She's my one and only, and I'm always like, you know, I still talk to her in baby voice. It's so bad. I'm trying to not, but I'm always like, come here, how can you not want to
You try to, like, preserve the innocence, I think, more.
Yeah.
But I think it's because back in the day, and I don't think I'm off center with this, they used to say, like, kids start school and then their peers are their most influential relationship. I think that's off center. I think it's like the
You
media.
don't agree?
No, I think the media, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
If
The
the
media-
media
yeah.
completely
Oh, yeah.
over
Well,
rides that.
first off, it's all at everybody's fingertips now. And the fact that we are always on our phones as well, they think it's okay. Because even my daughter has started saying back to me now, you're always on your phone, so why can't I? And that, even though it's not like how it used to be, we've accepted body positivity and body image now. So when we were growing up, being skinny and even seeing somebody who is skinny being called fat, or not even just skinny, because like even that I feel like is derogatory, but it is the influence of YouTube and the things that they're saying.
100%
Yes.
with what they say. Aria, my daughter, will come in and be like, well, that woman was a Karen. And I was like, no. I was like, we don't say things like that.
Mhm.
I was like, and another thing, like, I grew up with a Carolyn, which is way worse than a Karen. Sorry, Mom, I still love you, but like,
I think it's so much better in that way, but maybe it also has shifted with the filters and stuff like that, right? People are seeing an image of people that they're not used to. We use filters sometimes on our videos that we make, not these ones, but I don't look like that. This is what, right? This is what I look like. And
this is what we look like.
psychologically, to kids, when they start putting those filters on their faces, they get used to themselves looking this way, and when they don't, they think that they're, you know, not up to standards. Like, I think that's how it's changed, right? It's not media per se saying that you have to look a certain way. We've accepted that people are different and they have different bodies.
We have an Xbox. I think you saw it yesterday. It's
somewhere here.
Literally been sitting
Still
in the box, brand new, for probably 2 years. And it's because like Fortnite and all this stuff is really big. And we keep telling our daughters because she can't keep her room clean, but I think it's partially that and partially because we're just not ready to open that door to all those
It is,
things,
yeah.
right? Because then it's Fortnite, then it's this, and then they do the online. And
Yeah, you haven't done that, eh? No. I know a lot of parents who, their kids are gamers right now. Even my nephews, they're, I think, 5 and 8, and they're gamers.
it's because I don't know how to use that stuff, so it's something I have to train myself on. Right now, she uses stuff on her phone. She doesn't have a plan or anything. It's just Wi-Fi, but I take her phone every night and I go through it. So that's
Oh,
something
do you?
I'm
That's
comfortable with because I track it, I go through it, I whatever, and she knows I go through it.
Yeah.
So she's smart enough not to
That's
do
super-
things
yeah.
on there. But I'm also comfortable to just take that phone away and her not have it for like weeks at a time.
That's super important.
We randomly will just be like, yeah, you're not having your phone for 2 weeks.
Good.
And she's like,
We literally do the same thing.
and she's like, why? And I'm like, because I think you've been on it too much.
Yeah.
And then she just doesn't have her phone. I'm like, you can interact with the real world.
Do you notice that her attitude changes though?
Significantly.
Yeah.
Significantly. And she will get upset for the first probably 2 days. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to talk to us. And then we remind her, like, this is why you don't have your phone. And
Like, I
then,
couldn't agree more. We do the exact same thing, and like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a game changer. Like 3 weeks without it, 2 weeks with it,
yeah.
3 weeks with it,
She only gets
1 week without it. Like,
especially with neurodiverse kids, like, there's been many studies, that level of technology time, it is a dopamine rush, right? And it's overstimulation to their brain, and they can't come down from that. So yeah, when I especially noticed that she's craving, and my son's craving, well, he's weird, he's a weird one, my son. He will be like, oh, I want this, but he doesn't actually, electronics don't really do anything for him. He wants it, but he doesn't use it.
I feel like I've watched him too. He doesn't get like addicted to it. Like
No.
he's not like in the zone for hours, whereas like
He's
my
to
child
build.
will.
I think parents need to know kids can be addicted to electronics.
Mhm.
It has been shown that electronic addiction is the same as a substance
Yeah.
addiction.
And
It
there's-
does the same thing in the brain. So
There's no difference between them and us. If we can get addicted to those things too, why can't they? If not more vulnerable, right?
they are more vulnerable
Yeah.
because they only have as much lived experience as their life experience. So the fact that we need so much help when we have addiction problems, imagine that for like a 6, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old.
Yeah, they don't know any better.
This thing at their fingertips, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty important to help them navigate that. And I'm constantly having conversations. Like, we put our daughter in a safety program through the summer about internet safety and stranger safety.
Oh yeah, you were saying.
And we still, probably like every couple of weeks, have conversations with her about who you're talking to, not talking to strangers, if anyone talks to you on the internet, like, all those things. And she's like, Mom, I know. I said, there's a difference between knowing and doing, though.
Do you think that blocking it off completely is a good idea, or do you think that keeping it open and trusting them?
I think the best thing you do is you download that Parental app.
Mm-hmm. Which I have, yeah.
You set it up so when there's things, because there's different ones where it notifies you if there's like inappropriate talk, if someone's like, there's so many different apps. So,
I would love to know about that, because that is so important.
Check our website, but there's apps I'll put on, like maybe 2 or 3 that you can actually put on your kid's device, and it's for Messenger, certain games, and if they are being inappropriate, using swear words, any type of profanity, things like that.
That's good.
It notifies your phone, and it will actually, some of the apps will send you what it is that they're discussing.
I like that.
Yeah. And some actually, if it's like a phone call, it does an audio recording.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I would actually pay for something like that.
Some are paid because some are just like a notification that they're doing
important.
that. She isn't into those types of things because she only has Kids Messenger, so regardless I get notified. But as she gets older, she will be having those parent apps on her phone.
You don't know what kind of influences. It can even be the friends, just like you said, right? Peers.
Yeah. It even tells you if it's just another kid that's sending something. I'm full of fun facts, guys. Just full of fun facts.
Which I think leads us to our next portion of our episode here.
Yeah, our review portion.
Yay!
So I'm super excited because this was done by Misha over here.
Yeah. So it's a medical spa. It's called Magnolia. It's in Port Dover. It's on Main Street. Sorry, I don't know the actual address.
Okay.
But yeah, it's on Main Street. It's across from the Dairy Queen.
In Port Dover, right?
In Port Dover, yeah. Like, not right downtown, but most in the heart of the city. And it's a medical spa, so they offer all the services that you would find at any medical spa. I believe they do eyebrows, microblading. The girl that I see, Nicole, who actually owns the place with her mom, she does microneedling, Botox, fillers. I don't have a full extensive list of all the services, but I love going there. Their hours of service, I would assume regular hours. She's super awesome with appointments. I just text her or I go on the website and make an appointment through there, and if I ever need to reschedule, it's no problem. I've had nothing but good experiences going there.
That's awesome.
She's so gentle, and like, even though I am frequent with getting microneedling done, which is one of the services she provides, she always still sends me home with the do's and the don'ts and reminds me.
That's awesome.
Because sometimes you can forget, right? There's a lot of rules that come with medical procedures, right? Which you have to follow if you want your procedure to be effective. So yeah. And along with that, we do offer a discount because she has provided all of our listeners with a 10% off discount. You can find it on our website. Even if you just walk in there and just mention Hall the Moms, you will get 10% discount.
I might have to go check that out.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know what I get. So what else? Do they do regular facials?
They do. They do hydrofacials. I think I got a hydrofacial there once.
What's a hydrofacial? What would that be like?
From what I remember, honestly, I kind of can't remember. It was a little while ago. Kind of just sucks out the blackheads on your skin, and then she puts this mask over your face, and then the light. So you actually relax there for like half an hour and just like kind of lay there, just let it do its magic, and then comes back, wipes it off, and puts another lotion on before you leave.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's super relaxing, yeah.
Does it hurt?
That one did not hurt, no. So yeah, definitely check it out. We're going to post it on our website, so you can just grab the link there, which is allthemomspodcast.ca.
And we'll have the code there for you as well, and just the direct link, I guess, to their website?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. And then you can you can schedule whatever it is that you want on there. Yeah, like I said, they're such friendly people. I've had nothing but such good experiences there, and I'm not just saying that because that's my place. I've been to a lot of places. It's like home. Oh. It doesn't feel like she's just my medical esthetician. It's more so like she's my friend. And that's the kind of relationship that we've gotten to have, you know? So,
that's good.
love you, Nicole.
That's good. That's what you want, though. Like, you want to feel comfortable and safe going somewhere.
For sure. And I think every once in a while they have discounts also that they send out. So whenever you sign up, you start getting those text messages, which is awesome because who doesn't love a free
I love free stuff.
facial or extra units of Botox, right?
100%.
So whenever she sends me out that message, I'm like, yep, done.
No,
Put it on my card.
Put it on Michelle's card, guys. Just add it on there. Just send the email. Put it on Michelle's card. All the moms. Exclamation mark.
But yeah, so
yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please feel free to send us some of your questions. Send us some of your stories. I know we shared some of ours today. I definitely forgot to tell you about the time my mom threatened to slap the black out of me. I'll save that for another time. Oops. But follow, subscribe. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're definitely not on TikTok, probably because we just I don't know how to...
what is it?
I don't know. We're not TikTok. We don't know how to TikTok.
But we are on YouTube, so go to YouTube. That's where all of our episodes get released, plus our snippets. So definitely do follow us.
remember to like, follow, subscribe, and hopefully Maya will be back with us next time. Till next time, this is Janelle
And Michelle. Bye, Hulda babes.
Bye.